first is incredible talent. Second is incredible warmth and charisma.
Yeah.
But like the third one is being incredibly collaborative and
Oh,
not
definitely.
going me like, oh, this is, but like, oh, your idea is fucking
Yes.
awesome. We need to add that.
Yep. That's something I learned from my director friend. He told me once that, and this was such a beautiful thing. Like he said, always listen as a director. Always listen to everyone on set, no matter what. Like if one of the associate producers comes up, or one of the assistants come up and they like, hey, have you thought about maybe this? He's like, listen to them. He's like, because everybody on set, everybody from the sound department to like your lighting department, they all have a brush stroke on the final painting that is the film or the video. And he goes, when you all collaborate together and everybody gets to put their own artistic piece into it, he's like, that's when you have magic that occurs. And I really took that to heart. Like I think, like you said, the collaboration is key. Like I love getting together with my partner like Brent Barry and with Tess and stuff, and like collaborating on these ideas, coming up with like commercial ideas to eventually pitch to clients and stuff, because like it's so fun. Like we'll all come up with a thought, and then like Brent will take it to a whole nother level, and then Tess will like take it to a different level, and then like you're molding it until you find this amazing concept. And that doesn't happen with just one person. Like it definitely it takes a village to raise a film. Like it definitely does. And like it does take a village to raise something creative too. I mean, when you create something creative, you are giving birth. Like that's what, especially big projects, you get done, you're like, oh, it's done, it's happened, and then the next day you're like, man, I wish I was doing that still. Like, because like it's such a magical feeling, but like it does take such a good crew, and from pre-production all the way to post-production, like it takes some amazing talent to all work together to make something amazing and make something almost like as near perfect as you can too. You're never going to have a film or anything that's perfect, like virtually impossible. Like, but when everybody works together, you got something so close, like nobody's ever going to know the difference.
So, kind of segueing from that, what type of advice would you have to filmmakers that are trying to get started in the industry?
Oh, I love that question. When people come, a lot of people will reach out to me and say, "Hey, can we have coffee and stuff?" And I try to give everybody that time. Definitely my greatest piece of advice: get on a set as like just a production assistant or something, and explore the set. Explore every avenue of the set. Ask to be put in. Ask if you can help out in lighting. Ask if you can help out in crafty. Ask if you can help out in the camera department. Like, just explore the departments, because I've had a lot of people come to me and be like, I want to be a director and a cinematographer. I'm like, a lot of people do. Like, a lot of people do. But, like, find what, like, that might not be what you want. Like, you might find something else. And then you give them that advice just to, like, jump on a set, volunteer on a set, and put yourself out there in the different departments. I've had people like come back and be like, oh, lighting, that's where I wanted to be. I thought I wanted to be behind camera and stuff. Like, no, lighting, love it. And like, I've had other people who are like, I had so much fun doing crafty. Like, I want to be a crafty person for the rest. Like, that was so cool, because like, I'm amazing at cooking. I love the energy of being on set. Like, I mean, you just find that spot, like explore everything until you find that one thing that really feels right for you, and just go with it.
Right, like sound often is not thought of creative, but it is.
Oh, it is. It
But
totally is.
but what I've learned as a soundie, on both feature films, corporate films, and documentaries is how these motherfucking talented people do it and how the team works. And that's allowed me to grow as a filmmaker and somebody who wants to create content.
Yeah.
Because they're just, like, if you're going to interview somebody, research them in their field. Like,
Yes.
so you're not like winging it. Like, oh, if you were a dog, what breed of dog would you be?
Yeah. No, exactly. Like, you gotta definitely research. Like that's a good point. And for everybody out there, if you're getting into the commercial industry where you're doing any sort of interviewing of a client or anything, research the crap out of them, because you want to come to the table knowing what you're looking for as far as answers from them. You don't want to be fishing for answers. As a director, you want to be manipulating them into giving you the answers that you need for the film or for the video. Yeah. Answers that they might know that they want to have out there, but they might not have come to the top of their head. So like when you research somebody and research their background in whatever they do and stuff, you can ask those questions that almost forces that to happen automatically. Annie Havlin, hands down, one of the best people that have in front of the camera to interview someone. She is so good at like getting people to open up and say exactly what is needed. And she does it really quick too. She gets people really comfortable really fast. She's the host and the creator of Kind TV, and where I actually do a lot of the directing of the episodes and stuff and shooting of the episodes. And and I've learned a lot from her. I will admit, I've learned a lot of interview techniques from that woman.
Yeah, I've got to work with her a few times, usually through you. Very, very warm and charismatic. Don't know for sure if I'm going to leave this in, but we were doing. You brought me on for the Slightly Stupid concert.
Oh yeah.
As a sound op and a camera op.
Yep.
And I got to be up on stage, and this is a few minutes later they kicked us off. This is during the concert, and I'm like, I'm getting these amazing shots. And she came up behind me and kind of gave me a tickle. I'm like, who's this? And then all of a sudden she's pouring beer down my throat.
Oh my God.
Like, oh God. And then they go, oh, you guys get the heck out of here. But yeah, it was fun.
When she's done working, she's all about enjoying the moment and everything. It's pretty. She's a great person to learn from as far as interviewing, and that was a great example of like her ability. So the manager of Slightly Stupid had reached back out to her afterwards. He's like, I cannot believe you got them to open up, because apparently the two main guys of Slightly Stupid are very much like one-word answer interview people. Like, they don't really talk a lot and stuff, so they're really hard to interview. And she, right off the bat, had them opened up and talking about their kids and their family and growing up together and being on the road. Like, and it was really good footage, really good sound bites, really good interview, like very entertaining. And like, it wouldn't have happened if we had any other host in front of the camera for us.
It was real obviously that she knew about the band and she knew about the individual members.
Yep.
And so they're not just going like, oh, what's your favorite bands? Well, any influences? Like,
do you want to know a secret?
What?
This is how good she is. She knew nothing about them until the day prior, and she spent the entire night researching everything she could about them.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's how good she is.
Yeah. And I know in her projects with the company you mentioned,
Kind TV,
they're all about giving back to the community. I don't know another producer in town that's their sole focus.
Yep, that is her sole focus, and she runs a nonprofit, kindtv.org. It's she doesn't really do anything else film wise, like as far as producing. She does a lot of work. She's a host and stuff for, like, I want to say it's Cairo or one of the big news outlets here.
Yeah, I think.
But her personal stuff, like, she's not producing commercial work or anything like that. She's all about the episodes for giving back to the community and raising money to help people that are in need. One of my one of my and sometimes as a director, like those episodes are really hard to do. One of my favorite ones is we actually ended up going to Hawaii with Jesse and a little boy named Preston, who the little boy was dealing with brain cancer, and it was a last request that he wanted to go back to Hawaii and be back there, and we actually, Tess and I went with them and filmed their experience and everything back there, and seeing the change in little Preston, like this kid was little, seeing the change in the happiness, especially when he was on the beach and stuff, and like when he got to go riding the horses on the beach, and it was incredible to watch somebody that was going through so much pain and so much misery in life suddenly open up and have some happy moments for the first time in a long time. And we got to film that. And it was very emotional. I broke down on the beach crying when I called Annie. It was almost too much to take as a director. But that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Annie and the people on the board of Kind TV. Like, it wouldn't have happened. That little kid wouldn't have experienced that, and he's now passed away. He actually passed away shortly after that. But that's what they do. They do amazing work. And they have a lot of, like, they have some really cool supporters. Like George Clooney really is a big supporter of Kind TV and stuff. And I think Matt Damon was another one that's like really follows what they do and stuff. But like, it's incredible. And she doesn't, like I said, she doesn't do anything else. She doesn't do like commercial work or anything. That's her focus, is just like giving back to the community in any way that she can find.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to, pivoting back around to COVID-19 and on the personal side, like I did not realize how extroverted I was. I used to be real extroverted when I was in high school and college, and then I kind of like wanted to explore myself more, but and then I thought, oh, I'm kind of balanced now. But gosh, not being able to see people
It's
sucks.
hard. It's really hard.
It is.
I have, aside from like going and visiting for like 5 days with my aunt and uncle and helping them out, there's been one, two, three people aside from my wife that like I've actually like been able to interact with, and it's very, very far in between times that we get to interact and stuff, and you realize like how lonely it really is. Like, I think being productive and really kind of focusing on things helps you push that loneliness to the back burner and be like, I'm not focused on that. But yeah, it's very lonely. I can't imagine the people that I know that live alone. There's a few people that I'm worried about because they are extremely extroverted. Like, they thrive on, and that's what keeps them going and alive and happy and stuff. And like, they're stuck alone, and that scares me for them. Like, because I know, like, if I'm feeling a little bit bummed out and depressed about this, like, what are people that actually are fully closed off,
Right.
that have
Well,
nothing? What's going on there? And
I think that's another part of this whole thing is just as individuals. I mean, maybe it relates to us as creatives, but uh, check on the people you love,
definitely.
and even people that might be acquaintances, but because you realize you care about them, and
Mm-hmm.
you would be heartbroken if anything bad happened,
Yeah.
and just and then like if a friend or an acquaintance like comes across in a way they haven't before and they're a little more emotional, just say, hey, I'm having a hard time too. I understand where you're coming from. you know because we're all pushed in different directions that we haven't been before. So
Yeah, we definitely are. You gotta reach out to people and check on people, see if they need anything, see if they need. I've actually had clients reaching out to check on me, which was awesome. I was like, I got a phone call. I was like, huh, I wonder what they want or what they need. And they're like, hey, we just wanted to see if if you guys are doing okay and make sure that how things are happening. And just it was really nice. It was like, oh wow, they I mean, clearly I had a good impact on them enough to for them to reach out to me. It was kind of cool. But and then I've also had people that I haven't talked to in a while reach out and check on me, which was, I think we all should be doing that. We should all be checking on people, even if if you're not close with them, but you know each other, just check on people, because this is a really weird moment in our world's history. And this isn't just in a Seattle thing. This isn't oh, it's just affecting me and my friends. This is a worldwide issue.
yeah.
It's really big. I reached out to a friend of mine in Kenya. When I went to Kenya, I made some really amazing connections and friends when I was filming there. I reached out to check, see how they're doing and stuff. And but yeah, this is a worldwide issue right now. Everybody's shut down. Everybody. If you think that you're just by yourself in this, or just a small little group of people, you think about the entire world is feeling this right now. They're all feeling the stress. They're all feeling the loneliness. They're all feeling this. They're scared. People are scared. And we have to stick together. We have to continue reaching out and talking to each other and making sure we're okay, because that's how we're going to come out of this stronger, hopefully.